Morning and welcome to the weekend, which for me is a 3-day weekend because I'm not working on Monday. But in all fairness, I think I deserved it because I went a little bit mad last week on the build down the garden centre we've done, which we started on Bank Holiday Monday, which was quite difficult because the foot traffic obviously up and down the ramp that goes into the garden centre was actually where we had to carry the cabin through to, and it was really difficult with all the people about, but we persevered and got on with it. It was a massive 12.5 metre by 4.5 metre cabin, which I believe is going to be a library, which had a lot of interest from people, and I think at least 5 or 6 times a day someone said, oh, I wouldn't mind you building one of them in my garden. It's like, yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, I did go a little bit mad, bit trying to, obviously because you're in sight of the public, you just work, and I worked probably too much, but it's a lovely building. It was massive, and we finally finished it off yesterday. We just had to put the floor down, and then it's all done and dusted. But whilst I was working there, I kept hearing birds from the pet shop, which is literally just across the pathway, and I kept hearing these birds. I went in, and it turns out to be a male Bengalese finch, like white finches, and there was 3 of them, 2 females and the 1 male, which was singing beautifully. So I thought, I wonder if I can do some kind of deal, because I've got a lone male, obviously he's kind of paired up with a zebra finch, so that would have been obviously 2 males and 2 females. So I thought, right, okay. So I picked them up yesterday and they've settled in nicely. But in exchange, I'm going to go in the aviary and I'm going to take 4 zebra finches to the pet shop and also a pair of budgies. One of them, because he is a pain in the arse and he will not leave the quails alone, and he's really doing my head in. So plan of action, I have lots to do. I still didn't manage to get the turf for out the front, which I've got to do still. I've got to go in the aviary. I do need to clean it and do everything that I usually do, because again, it's not been done for a week and a half. So first of all, I'm going to go in there and do cleaning. I do it in stages. So I'm going to go in there and do all the cleaning of the perches and everywhere they sit and poo and stuff, scrape up the floor. Then I'm going to take all the water trays and the food trays out, take them in the house, wash them up properly, give the birds a chance to settle back down. Then I'm going to go in there and hopefully catch the birds I want. But before I do that, I've got to work out which finches I want, and I'm going to get in there, I've got to like remember which ones and not take the wrong ones. Budget is not a problem, I'll catch them. But obviously ducks as well. Ducks, we're on day 8 and my ducks are outside as we speak now, taking their pride of place on the lawn. So that's 8 days in a row. I'll talk about them later though, but that's 8 days in a row they've returned to my garden. I feel very proud, like a father. But yeah, so we named them last night, Arrow and Matic. Why not name them? They've been here long enough. So phase 1, get in there, go and clean up, and then move on to phase 2 and stuff. Another reason why I have to do this in stages is because Violet is a mum again, so I don't want the babies to get cold. But I'll show you them in a bit because I'm not sure how many there is. I'm going to leave. Done. But I thought I was done, but I'm not, because I always forget to window in the mirror, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and do that, but not yet. I'm gonna leave it. That actually kills me, it really does. Really like, just can't stand up properly, down on my knees. I flared up like a meniscus problem in my left knee last week doing that cabin down the garden centre, which is not helping. It just doesn't want to go. I want to turn and it doesn't want to turn with me. I want to bend, it don't want to bend. It just does what it likes. But I'm going to leave them now. I'm going to sit back, let them all settle down, let Violet go back in a box, warm the little babies up. Can't quite see how many's in there, so I'm going to have a look later anyway. But what I'm going to do is sit back and like memorise the 4 finches which have to go to the pet shop for the next half an hour or so. Then I'm going to go in there and try and catch them. Like I said, the budgies, not going to be a problem, but the finches, I've never actually caught a bird from this aviary when it was removed from there to there. So it's going to be interesting. Need to farm a net. you may or may not have noticed that I only actually took the 2 budgies to the pet shop, no finches. That's because when I sat there on a chair contemplating which finches should be going to the pet shop, all of a sudden I heard fledgling chirping from finches. To my surprise, which I didn't know, which is not like me, in the top box way in the corner there was actually 2 fledgling finches literally ready to come out. So that made it very difficult for me to establish which parents should be staying and which ones should be going. So I sat back down and then I decided to knock on head, budgies only. So I took the budgies down. They've got no zebra finches down there whatsoever. So I'm going to have another look to see which ones are which. In the meantime though, the fledglings have actually came out. So now I've got the ongoing battle with the one problem quail to leave them alone. So every time I hear like a mad chirping from either a fledgling or the mum, I'm straight in there, quail, out the way, get it up, out the way, let it rest. Don't want to really be doing that, because what I want to do is, obviously you saw that I got a roll of turf. Now I want to go out the front, find some soil, compact that all down, put my turf down, water it all in with the ducks. Yeah, so what I might do is do that in a bit, because Emma's taken all the kids to rugby and I don't really want to leave the aviary, so I might just sit there monitoring it from a chair. But there is other things that I need to do. The ducks are still here, obviously. Oh, and also, if you saw, it's not actually going to be a library, it's going to be a bookshop. £2.50 for new books. Not a bad deal. So interesting to see come mid-May what it's going to look like. But I felt so proud walking past it going, I'll build that. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Emma's decided to give the old TikTok toilet paper hack another try. It worked last year, it worked fine. So she decided to give that a try before we re-turf the garden. Can't see why it won't work, but you have to keep watering it. I feel like a referee. It's really, really frustrating me because the fledgling finches are trying to settle, but what's happening is the other finches, the adult finches, are picking on them, which then forces them off their perch and they flutter about, and obviously they don't have much energy. And then they end up on the floor where the one naughty quail just straight over like a bullet, boom, 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 trying to peck at them. So I'm in and out, in and out. I can't leave them. I really can't leave them. I don't know what to do. I want to go out the front. I want to go and do the turfing. Emma's not back for at least another hour and a half. The ducks are just chilling on their own. So I don't know. I've got more sand to go in the quail's dirt bath, although they don't deserve it. But I have the sand, and I've also bought like two or three new boxes, and I've painted them all up, and I want to put them in, and I just don't want to go in there and disturb the fledglings because they will just end up on the floor. And now I'm frustrated. I really can't do anything. Frustrated.
Making up for lost time. Gonna make it right by you. They said it would be easy. Guess I never thought it through. My head's been in the wrong place. Should have been with you all this time.
Honestly, it's like there never was an oil leak. Turf fixed, ducks there. But I'll talk to you about the ducks tomorrow, because I'm going to try and knock it on it now, because I can't really do nothing else without disturbing things, and I don't really want to do that. The fledglings have settled down nicely. They are chilling on top of these boxes over here. If I go in there and start drilling in like my new houses, I don't really want to do that. Obviously put the quail sand in there, things like that. Kind of just want to leave it alone. Want to leave the aviary alone until the morning, and then we can pick things up and carry on as planned. I obviously have other things to do. Washing, yeah, do lots of it. Going to stick another one in. So what we'll do is pick it up in the morning, and then I'll talk to you more about the ducks, and hopefully things will settle down in there overnight and everyone's happy. So I shall see you in the morning, or if you're watching this in one go, I shall see you in 3, 2, 1 morning. So now it's Sunday. That was easy, wasn't it? Right, so plan of action today is obviously I've done a few things like the usual rugby trips and stuff. I've checked to make sure there's ducks. There's always ducks. I even started cutting the grass, but the ducks are on the grass in the way. So plan of action is, first of all, obviously I've got to wait, pick the kids up from rugby. Emma's not well, she's sleeping. But bit of bad news, unfortunately. Lost one of the fledglings this morning because I could not get them to stay back in their box, and I could not get them to stay up out of danger, and it just kept going on the floor and it was getting pecked on by the quails, and I tried 3 or 4 times to try and keep it off the floor, but I failed. And I picked the other one up once this morning, but not too bad. Exposure. It's about, hang on. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is get the houses, get them in there. I've got some more sand for the quails. Just those little bits and bobs I want to do, water my grass and water Emma's grass and, you know, usual Sunday stuff. So, oh, and I still haven't cleaned the mirror. I need to clean the mirror, yeah. Bit more cleaning actually, lots of cleaning. I didn't do the ironing though, got out of that. Like them, nice colours I chose. They're like £2 each, them little boxes, which, you know, I could build them but just can't be bothered. £2 each, might as well just buy them. Painted up lovely. I thought I'd put them down there under the mirror because they'll look nice. Also, I didn't paint the bottoms of them, so I didn't really want to put them up higher or get the paint out again, which is still out actually. So what I'm going to do now is just leave them, let them settle, let the baby settle back down again, half an hour or so, and then I'm going to go in there and finally clean the mirror and also check to see how many budgies Violet's got, because I can see in, but it's just like a little mat of little pink stuff all like together. So I'm going to go and see the ducks. Trying to work out if there is any other logical explanation as to why these ducks are here at my house if they're not ducks that I hatched out. Well, at least one of them. I'm assuming it's her. I'm sure she'd be the instigator, but it's just really strange. Really is strange. Let's say it's day 9 or 10 now, and they are literally here all day long. I did have a little moan at them this morning because they were over there sitting on the grass, and I was like, what are you doing? Get over here, little turncoats. But yeah, it's fascinating. We all like it. First thing we do, everyone wakes up in the morning and is like, are the ducks here? Are the ducks here? No, not checked yet. Yeah, they're here. And yeah, Arrow and Matty, brilliant. Right, so I'm going to go in now and I've got to clean my mirror, and I'm going to go into Violet's box and check to see how many babies she's got. Hey, Dougie. Wait. Honestly, couldn't tell you. I think there's 4 babies. She had 5 eggs and there's 1 egg still in there and broken shell. So let's just say it's 4, unless you can see 4 or 3. I don't know, I haven't got a clue. They have actually crapped all over my new painted boxes already, which is rather annoying. Baby is fine, is staying out of trouble. Fingers crossed for him, should be okay. So yeah, that's it. I'm kind of done now. I've cleaned the mirror, finally. I still have to clean up in here, but aviary-wise, everyone is present and correct and okay. So what I'm going to do now is literally enjoy the rest of my day because it's nice and peaceful and quiet. Emma's gone to work, bless her. She's very poorly, but she's gone to work for about 2 hours, so she's probably got about an hour left. The girls are having a barbecue over Jordan's house, and the other 3 are just doing whatever they want to do, which is probably playing devices, which I need to get Ewan down because he needs to put his basketball hoop away because he put it up, I'll play with it, doesn't play with it. So yeah, I'll leave it there and hopefully see you later in the week. Like I said, we've got a day off tomorrow. Jordan and I we've got to go and look at a job, which again is a nice local one, not as near as the garden centre, but quite near. And then we're going to get the tools out. He wants to do the brakes on his Range Rover, and we need to sort out whatever the whirring noise is with the mini boss, because after tomorrow, we're back travelling on the road. Gloucester, York, all sorts. So yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate everyone who watches my videos, I really do. And I'll just keep throwing them out if you keep watching them. So I'll see you in the next one, which will be at some point, but not tomorrow, definitely not, because I'm having a day off as such. Yeah, clean up the rest of this.
Hello. Oi. What are you doing? She'll knock you out, man.